What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. We're back with episode 20 of Light of the Asur, our efforts to secure the Great Vortex and stop the forces of evil and chaos, and the misguided forces of the Lizardmen from messing with the fount of magic within the world. So last time we ended up cleaning up the last of the Skaven, securing our place, and making sure that when our ritual is done, we actually have buildings left to work with. So on the mainland, well, not mainland, the island mainland, doesn't make sense, but it's what I'm going with. We cleared out the last two army stacks for the invading Skaven forces. Unfortunately, we had to go to war with Yvresse. They went to war with Avelorn, and we kind of want to confederate with Avelorn because of what they hold, which is most of the inner ring on the northeastern side. So we want to get them kind of in our back pocket, so to speak. We are bringing army stacks down to regroup, and way over here in the west, Chaplain Grimaldus's forces took a big hit when we tried to take Nagarond again. It means that the Druki are going to end up finishing their ritual and get ahead of us ritual-wise, but we should be able to get more tablets to go to the next ritual before them. And after we are done dealing with some of the stuff up here, and of course Yvresse, we're probably going to send some forces to the south to start capturing some more buildings. Well, cities, towns, villages, all that. And we have Agnew going to intercept some Druki forces on the ocean if they decide they want to come after us. It's going to be some fun times ahead. So Phoenix is going to go in and probably go after Port Ellistor. Now let's take a look at the garrison in there before we get into anything. It's not too bad. The Illyrian Reavers kind of worry me, but for the most part, it's a standard garrison army, and we don't have to worry about it too much. And of course, Auric is rebuilding his forces. Erythrond is going to go up to the west as well. We're going to try and secure that lane. We're going to need another lord and another couple of army stacks, actually. So maybe 2 or 3 lords to start building up. We're not making that much money per turn, but we do have a fair treasury at the moment, so that can't hurt overall. And I am rebuilding a dragon and large stack here in Lothern. Of course, I'm Tyrion in this. Yes, the greatest warrior ever. Anyone who's ever seen me actually use a sword would laugh at that idea. But the end goal, we are going to go down and start fighting either the Bretonnians or the Dwarven kingdoms down here. We're going to push into the Southlands just a little bit and see if we can capture some of these cities for more stones per turn. And we do have an ancient ward stone constructed in Grond. We have to hold Grond now because of the amount of ritual resources it's giving us, the Waystones. Which means Chaplain, who is in reinforcement range of it, needs to hold up here. But we pretty much organized for everything for our last turn. We're just going to see what's up with all the other places. Even upgrading these will only give us 1 way fragment per turn. It's not a big deal, but the extra income generated, it's another 15. It's probably going to be a good idea to start upgrading these buildings to get more money coming in. So we'll upgrade that. We're not going to upgrade the main building there just yet. Kind of worried about what's going on up in the north here. I'd love to upgrade the Shrine of Cain a little bit more so we can get another stone site there. I think that's what we're going to do for them. I'm not too worried about everything in the north. The Dark Elves have been fighting with the forces of chaos up here, and it's been generally in our favor. Tor Anrock can get upgraded, and we're probably going to need to grab that gold mining pit for some extra income per turn. We're dropping our treasury a fair bit here, which is a little bit worrying. But let's see what happens during the other nations' movement phases. It's good to see Teclis moving about again. Frostheart Phoenix, not a bad stack. We are kind of allied with them now, which definitely doesn't hurt. And they are dealing with the Skaven out down on the Southlands, well, southern Lustria anyway. And I apologize if you guys can hear me sniffling. I've got a little bit of a head cold right now. Hasn't been great. Kind of interested to see how the elves are going to deal with the dwarves that are down there. We are generally okay with the dwarves. I think the Order of the Lore Masters is allied with them right now, which would make a whole lot of sense given the way everything is playing out. And I was talking last time that I was going to get the Tomb Kings. I just haven't had the time to sit down and do it. I want to invest a fair amount of time to play them. Of course, I'm going to be playing Kalita when I do get to it, because she is my favorite character from them. And the Druki just completed their ritual, so we're playing catch-up again. It's not been that great. But with Malekith doing whatever Malekith does, is he coming over to Ulthuan? That would be incredibly bad. There are a lot of Druki armies all going in and around Ulthuan. It's a little bit worrying. As long as that one heads up north, I'm not too troubled. If Malekith comes over, then we got a problem. That is a lot of spearmen and a lot of Lothern Seaguard. Of course, we can't really see what Yvresse has in that army, but we know those heroes for that stack have been doing some major work against the pirates of Sartosa. So we'll see. And the Spinosotek dwarves, being themselves, don't really know. We don't have much of Lustria uncovered as far as information goes. Kind of worried about the Hmong. Taking a little bit of attrition. I wonder if they're just going to be doing the whole pass army stacks around thing, or if Chaplain's actually going to get into a fight here. And we are definitely getting into a fight here. So let's give our Lion Standard, which makes them immune to psychology. Let's give that to the Illyrian Reavers. They tend to be good at what they're doing. And we will give our last unit of Spearmen +4 leadership. I swear I can think today, but they have a lot of trolls, an awful lot of trolls, but the rest of their army stacks are generally weak. The only thing that really worries me is that Chaos Chariot. We do, however, have a dragon coming in to reinforce us. We have our Great Eagle, which is really hurt, and we do have some heroes. So let's get into this and see how it turns out. The trolls do hit hard, and their marauder horsemen and everything aren't necessarily the greatest, but we'll have to see exactly how the battlefield plays out, and I think we'll be gambling on the Winds of Magic, because I think our sorceress is going to be doing a lot of work. So there's an ice field here, probably slow movement. I don't want to be caught up in the trees. If we're able to set some archers up on this hill and defend it, that would be great. And it looks like we can, in fact, do that. So let's take our archer units, group them together, set them up top here. Should give us a fairly long radius to shoot from. We do have one unit of archers without armor. We'll just set them behind. Probably should add them to that group, though. Our Lothern Seaguard right there. Spearmen holding the end. I am kind of worried about how this is going to play out, at least at the start. Set our Illyrian Reavers up. And now let's see if we can get our good Magister in the middle. PC and Chaplain are both hurt, so I kind of want to keep them out of the fight. Let's gamble and see if Renauld is with us. And indeed he is. That was a great gamble. We'll use the Illyrian Reaver archers to do a lot of work beforehand. Let's see how it plays out. I'm really hoping that we can slip all of our elven reinforcements here down the side. and not have to worry about it too much. Let's grab that dragon. Let's actually pause for a second so we can order our troops about. Let's get the dragon to go in and breathe on them. Make a group out of those archers and have them shoot the marauders with great weapons. Have our spearmen from our reinforcement stack come in here. Do a little bit of casting. We do have 2 mages now, which definitely does not hurt our case at all. Let's just see how things are going to work out. If we can devastate these guys before they get into a position to really, really hurt us, then that'll take care of at least 1 stack.
For the king! We will obey. For Asurian!
Let's move our dragon over a little bit. Does weaken our archers' shooting ability to shoot into close combat. And of course these bad guys are going to have to go all the way around, fully in range of our archers, and we'll see how many of the trolls that we can take out from that stack. I want to save the second dragon breath until we can do something more efficient with it. It should probably be these trolls right here.
Spearmen, it shall be done. Archers! Orior!
We're pretty much winning this side of the battlefield.
Draw back! It will be done.
Those extra trolls coming in are definitely going to hurt, but all the marauders are not a problem for us. And by devastating this particular
To the fray!
group of Chaos Marauders, it'll help us secure ground for the not too distant future. I'm loving the fact that I'm seeing a lot more dead Chaos down there than I am seeing blue and white. That's still a lot of trolls, though. Let's see if we can discourage them slightly. Have our dragon go in and do some breathy type stuff.
Orders received.
And we'll have our archers focus on the chariots over there. See if we can kill a few of them, or at least break their morale. And did the dragon end up breathing? Yes, he did.
Archers!
I don't really care about keeping these troops alive too much.
It will be
They are sacrificial in a sense,
Archers! Orders understood.
because they'll just regenerate when the battle is done. They're starting to make the climb over here, but they're getting shot to pieces. Let's just pause really quick here and reorient this rear set of archers. Probably these guys too. And we will have Chaplain Grimaldus, if I can select him, breathe on those trolls. That should help us out a little bit, and we'll have our chariot here ready to charge into the fray on the flank. I've always found it a little bit difficult to keep track of everything that's going on, and get you to heal those spearmen.
Archers! Nakoi!
And let's have the dragon drop in on those Chaos Marauders. Our archers are going to turn around and just start peppering all of these trolls with arrows.
Ithelma chariots! Spearmen! Yvresse!
And let's have you swap to melee, charge those trolls. I believe PC has a potion. Should give him a bunch of hit points, just in case we need him to get into the fight. These are the troops I'm worried about losing. Let's actually get that other dragon to go over there and help out. I think we've got it pretty much secure down here.
Archers, it shall be done.
Of course, our spearmen here are definitely holding the line. I'm a little worried that our forces over here can hold long enough.
Pull back. Following orders.
And we have actually won the battle. That's great. Let's see if we can kill off a few more of them before we go over to anything else. They're definitely broken. That's probably good enough, actually. We devastated those stacks, took out a lot of trolls. Definitely not hating the results of it. So we lost 31 elves from our main stack, and equal numbers for our off stack. We're going to use forced labor to replenish our numbers a little bit. And then we might, if we have the ability to, try and take out these stacks individually, and then we can start capturing cities up here. Although, with the Hmong, because of the way they are, they're just going to keep rebuilding stacks and keep moving through. And yeah, they're going to move back in range of their cities, so might not be such a good idea. Not a bad way to start it, though. Chaplain's forces got hurt a fair bit. Alright, so Negerond has completed theirs, and they are ahead of us in the ritual by a fair bit. We have some unused skill points for Chaplain Grimaldus. He is immortal. We can give him Heroic Killing Blow. That would make him a lot better in destroying things in close combat. Normally I'd be going for full plate armor because he's on a dragon. But right now,
A promising lieutenant.
kind of a mixed bag. And PC, being as awesome as he is going to start getting Woundmaker. So he's going to be doing a lot more damage in close combat.
I serve the
But let's have them go into Grund once the dragon's done flapping its wings, so they can get their forces replenished a little bit. Definitely will not hurt. However, I do need to get some spearmen up there for them. And for the global recruitment pool, it's only going to take one turn. So let's get them at least 3 more units of spearmen. Maybe another unit of Lothern's Sea Guard with shields, because these guys do a lot of work. I've been finding that more and more as I keep playing through. Now to check down here, back on Ulthuan proper, we're going to have Erethrond go up to at least Torsathai. Might send him out after that Skull Reef, because 10,000 gold is 10,000 gold. And Agnew, let's have you go over to Tor Anrock. See how that's going. And we can't put him back into normal stance just yet. This still worries me, but we can recapture it if we need. It's the war with Yvresse right now that is really troubling. You know, come to think of it, with that ship moving back up north, let's have Agnew shadow them on the coast as much as we can. We do have Malekith that might come over, but this stack is pretty solid. The archers should be able to deal with Malekith and his dragon. I assume he only has the one. And they don't have a lot of ranged weaponry. A couple of Dark Riders and all that sort of stuff, but they have a lot of hero units. We have a few in here, Scotty, Dai, and Agnew himself, and a lot of really hard-hitting infantry. We will be aggressive with them. They'll have to charge. So Phoenix, you're a little hurt, but I'm not too worried. We're going to go after Port Elistor. See if we can claim that. And Auric, you are still building up your forces. Got your archers, you've got your monsters, you've got your heavy-hitting infantry. We just need to get you some more stock infantry to hold the line. That should be a good enough stack for now. I can start adding in some spearmen of my own. That'll cover recruitment here. Now, Avelorn does like us, and our relationship with them is improving. I don't know if we can get a confederation right now, since we're at war with everything. I apparently forgot which buttons to click. That makes a lot of sense. Way to go, Dre. You're being silly again. I am a little worried about Ingmir's army. Altharos is the really heavy hitter, and I'm guessing that this army stack is moving to the White Tower of Hoeth, and probably going after Port Elistor too. It's definitely not going to help us out. I would love to be able to beat down Yvresse a little bit, then get a peace treaty with them, so we can send Auric down south to get more waystones. It's not going to be an easy road to go over the next little bit, but we will definitely see. So let's just end the turn and see how it goes. Might have to send some forces over, or expand with Chaplain Grimaldus to do some damage to the Druki. They're ahead of us, but in 3 turns when we finish our ritual, we should, in theory, exceed their count again, because there's a waystone reward for completing a ritual. But we are behind, so we need to start capturing more cities, more towns. Definitely be fun times. Looks like the lizardmen were able to withstand the warband of the serpent. Let's see what the Druki end up doing. The black arcs are always a pain in the butt when they come near your forces. I think Malekith is... yeah, Malekith is going back towards the Druki mainland. Not too worried about them. And we have Dark Elves on Ulthuan again. We're going to have to chase that army stack down with Agnew and his forces and deal some damage to it. If they manage to capture a city, it would screw up our plans a little bit, but not enough that I'm absolutely terrified and worried. They are headed for the northern places, and as long as they don't take the Shrine of Cain, we're good. And it looks like the Avelornian elves are trying to go after Port Elistor. Where is Yvresse going? Ingmir's forces coming out to the south. Auric should have a good enough stack to fight them if we get them out in the open. And the pirates of Sartosa, who are at war with Yvresse, are coming back. Hopefully this time they do more than just sail their ships back and forth up and down the coast. It does make sense for the pirates, but tactically speaking, doesn't make sense. So Marks of the Old Ones is definitely a Ratman city. And now our good buddies the Hmong, what are they going to do? Probably going to rebuild those stacks and come after Grond again. Chaos, 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 chaos. Chaos everywhere! Alright, so the Warband of the Serpent's destroyed. Nagaryth and Nagarond are at war. And Sunshine gained a rank. She is on a great eagle. We're trying to make her an archer master. She does have the bowmaster trait. We could give her Sky Master and carry on to... It's tough call, tough call. Yeah, let's give her Sky Master just for 1 point. We will get her some great eagles and stuff later on.
Princess.
And Sunshine, we'll actually get you to go down to Tor and Rock. Wow, Agnew continues way up the coast trying to catch these Druki. And now one of the saddest things that we have to do.
Araya,
Elves fighting elves.
no mercy.
And it's within the fighting range. So we're going to go in and fight this one out. Sorry I'm having to make you do this, Phoenix, but yeah, not really much of a choice right now. It's just the Illyrian archers that I'm worried about. You can probably set up on that. I just pointed at my monitor again. Probably just set up on this hill and try to draw them to us. Nice little firing arc here, but they'll probably set up down here too. So let's grab our bolt throwers, get a little bit of elevation. That gives them a fairly long shooting distance. Group up our archers. Set them up. Our spearmen. We're going to use our Illyrians as kind of a flank force. Maybe deal with theirs or hit something else. I can't remember if Phoenix has a horse or not yet. He does indeed, so we're going to get you pretty much front and center in the army, especially since you have the bound fiery convocation, which is like a crown or something, that allows you to use that Phoenix strike. So a lot of this is going to be done off of our Illyrians, and we have to, let's pause quickly, swap over to our multi-shot rounds for our Eagle Claws, because we're going to be shooting mostly infantry and light units. We don't want to be shooting the heavy bolts that are good against monsters. And what is the range on fiery convocation? Alright, about there. So we're going to wait, and as soon as we're able to cast the spell, I'm going to send it coursing through there, guys. So sad, the politics of court and everything. Oops. Let's pull our Illyrians out of there for now.
Prince of Avelorn. Very well.
That's going to be a pretty effective Phoenix strike. Definitely effective. This feels like a more traditional Total War battle than it does Warhammer inspired. Get your archers in range and just start shooting while your infantry holds the front.
Loyal. At once. It shall be done. To battle.
And we've already broken their infantry, taken a few hits, mostly on our Illyrians.
Illyrian archers.
A little sad that we have to butcher other elves to make this happen, but that's the politics of the elven nations sometimes.
Illyrian archers. As you say.
Now, is that our left or right one? 'Cause those archers are getting pretty beat up.
Without question. Eagle claw. Archers, kill them.
And in this, we're just straight up out-shooting the enemy. And they've been routed. We're going to end this battle as quickly as we can so that we don't have to waste any more elven lives. 70 elves on our side. Mostly our Illyrians, which kind of sucked.
Glory to the king.
And we're just going to occupy it for now. Gained a potion of toughness, and Phoenix gained a level. He does have Valor of Ages and Hard to Hit. We could give him Foe Seeker for some speed and some vigor. He already has the speed of Azuran, or we could make his melee attack better. I think Foe Seeker's probably going to be the better one in this particular case. Now we have Port Elistor in our pocket, which is another port, which will definitely boost our revenue a little bit. Let's take a look at Auric. He's got the archers, he's got his monsters, he's got his baseline infantry, and he has specialist infantry. How many turns would it take to get us some Illyrian archers if we're able to do it here? It doesn't look like we are, so it'd probably be 2 turns. Oh, 1 turn to get some Illyrian Reaver archers. We'll grab a couple of them from the global pool. The local stuff, he does not have any war machines. We'll grab a couple of those to help out. And a couple more units of spearmen here for Tyrion. Erathron's going to keep moving up towards Torsathai. Sunshine, once you get there, we're going to get you some more archers. That should help you out a little bit. Let's double check the good chaplain, because we are definitely holding on to Gron now. And his stack is pretty revitalized. Lots of forces. Few trolls there, but Ashrak, it's part of the area we're in. That's a lot of Chaos Marauders and a lot of horsemen. We don't really have the mobility in this particular stack. We have a chariot and some Reaver archers and a Great Eagle, as well as the 2 heroes that can fly. But overall, we don't have a lot of mobility. The Great Arena is pretty much the same thing. A lot of horse archers, warhounds. Not exactly the kind of stuff that you want to go in and face off head to head. Do we have any more intel on what Ingmir has? We know he's got a Lore Master of Hoeth. It said wizard up there for some reason. I guess they're classed as wizard heroes. So Auric, when you are ready, we're going to send you over to take Carenthel. We might as well just fight Yvresse and hope for the best. We have 2 turns left on the Arcane Studies. If we have to push Yvresse all the way back and claim them, I don't want to, because fighting other elves is a little bit of a faux pas in a sense. But if we have to, we have to. We need the Waystones now. The Druki are getting ahead, and if they start their next ritual, we might have to invest heavily into stopping them. I am tempted to try and get our reputation and our alliance with the Lore Masters up so we can get Teclis, who is an awesome mage. He is pretty much the most versatile and broken caster in this. Now we have a chance to win this fight. It's not one of our heroes. But you know what? If we sit back, take out their Reaper Bolt Thrower and hit them hard, we might be able to win this fight. It's well within the range of what we want to fight, so we're going to be doing it regardless. But they don't have too many specialist troops. A lot of Corsairs, a few Archers, and 1 Repeater Bolt Thrower. This is going to come down to our Silver Helms and our Illyrian Reavers, I think. If we can set up in a position that gives us the best advantage while denying them theirs. They're going to have to come to us. So let's set up our Sea Guard here with some spearmen outlying for them. our archer units set up with the Sea Guard, and that'll hopefully give us what we need. Oh, we can actually see where they're set up. So yeah, there's going to be a lot there. Again, the things that are worrying me are that Reaper Bolt Thrower and their hero, their lord. So what we're going to do is we're going to sneak our Illyrians over here, if we're physically able to. Fighting the camera a little bit today. And our Illyrians are going to do the work of dealing with them.
Yes.
They're going to charge in, start peppering the repeater with some arrows. We're going to send our Great Eagle around this side. Hope for the best there. Noble, we're going to sit in the center. And our Silver Helms, which are described as shock cavalry, we're going to wait for an opening and then hit hard and pull back. This could go well, or it could go terribly. So the first thing we're going to do is tell those Illyrian Reavers to go after them. We're going to send our Great Eagle up the flank. And these horsemen, I just realized, are right in the Reaper's firing arc. So we're going to get them to move over.
Illyrian archers. Death to all.
Had to change the plan slightly. If they're using their Dark Riders as anti-flanking, then we're just going to have to use the Great Eagle to take care of the Reaper.
Silver helm. For Lothar.
Let's grab our 2 archer units and get them to attack her. Have our Lothern Sea Guard do that. Looks like our Silver Helms are not doing a whole lot of good.
Your command.
And the Illyrians, how are you guys holding up?
Of one proud. To battle.
Yeah, the Illyrians we need to get out of there. But without that bolt thrower doing a lot, because it's got a Great Eagle in its face, though they are still shooting, so there's that.
Battle calls.
Thinking maybe we should not have spread out as much as we did.
Orders received.
Let's pull our Silver Helms out and see if we can do some more with them.
As you say.
Right now I got a feeling it's going to come down to who can shoot the best. And given how badly we mauled their melee forces, I think we're going to be doing okay. Great Eagle's still doing work. And our Illyrians
Archers.
are actually holding up in melee, which is a little surprising. The bright side of all this is even if we lose this battle, Agnew is going to come in and do some major work.
Silver helms. Sinner. Northern Sea Guard. Forward.
Alright, I think it's time that the Lothern Sea Guard got involved in the melee fight.
For Avelorn. Acknowledged.
Their archers are getting chewed up a little bit. How are our Illyrians doing? Looks like they got wiped out, actually. That's not good. Look away for a second and they're done. But again, these are forces we can afford to lose.
Archers.
It looks like their Lord is dead, not broken. So let's grab our archers and tell them to start shooting those spearmen. I'll have that unit of Lothern Seaguard get in on that fight.
Silver helms.
Silver Helms have done their job. Now let's send the Great Eagle over to help out in this little cluster in the center here. Let's actually get them after those Black Ark Corsairs. Because we do have another unit of Corsairs coming in. Some valiant fighting from essentially a garrison force. Have our Lothern Seaguard dogpile these Black Ark Corsairs. All things considered, this fight isn't going too badly. We do have victory. I kind of want to chase a bunch of their troops down. The more we can finish off here, the less Agnew is going to have to deal with on troops that are not immediately replaceable. Still lost too many elves for what I'm concerned with, but not much we can do about that right now. While they're fleeing, they're not going to be doing too much. Alright, that should be enough to whittle them down even more. Lost a fair number of troops, but they lost a lot more. And with their lord dead, I don't know if that army stack will stick around. And Kar, we don't really care about. Not much we can do on that fight. It was a valiant defeat. They took Kar, I think. Looks like they did. We knew we were going to lose those cities anyway. Agnew might be able to trap that army now. And if we are able to, well, that's lights out for those Druki. But we traded a city on Ulthuan for one on the Broken Lands that, let's face it, we never really had a chance to hold to begin with. I'm really hoping that those lizardmen, I don't know which faction lizardmen they are, the blue disc, I hope they go in and really screw up the ratmen in that area. Be nice to see the Skaven take a hit. And what is Kothik doing? It's making me a bit curious. Because they're still allied with Yvresse, so where is this Yvressian army going? Agnew might be in for more of a fight than we thought if he has to go all the way around to fight them up there. And Igmir is coming towards us. But Oric's army stack should be ready, and he and Phoenix together can probably take out that stack. So we got a nice little fight getting set up between us and another faction of elves. Swanlepek. That's the ones I was thinking of. And I probably butchered the saying pronunciation. That's the word. Of that army stack. But I never claimed to be a good linguist. I try real hard. And it looks like the Bretonnians that are down in Al-Halik are starting to take a lot of attrition damage and are barely holding on. Though what they could be fighting down there, I don't know. Again, I do not have the Tomb Kings yet, so can't really see for myself. The Vessels of Chaos showing up to screw around with people. Hey, that's kind of a nice coincidence. Alright, so we did kill an enemy lord. Lost a settlement, but we took Port Elistor.
Defender of the Phoenix Throne.
Let's have Phoenix go to Angerial to see what's up. Can we see more of what's in here? That's a lot of Valyrian Reavers, and a fair number of Valyrian archers. We don't even know what Ingmir looks like as far as his lord goes. He's level 11.
Servant of the king.
Now, if I go into March stance, I could get my dragons in range to help fight this stack, and they can't run because they're in March stance. Which lord hasn't moved? Agnew.
Loyal to a fault.
Alright, so Scotty Bobati, I'm going to make you have more Valor of Ages, because you're going to be getting into the fight with some Druki here pretty quick. And if we go back to our regular stance, we can indeed engage it. But this will be our last fight for this week. They can't withdraw. We're going to have a lot of reinforcements. I don't know if this is going to fall outside the realm of what we consider fightable. It definitely does.
Follow strength. The greater good has triumphed.
Alright, so Confident Attacker for Agnew. We killed Yvresse. Agnew gained another level. We're going to give him Foe Seeker to give him access to the more defensive things later on. And let's swap him back to March stance. Move him up towards where the other Yvressian army is. Sunshine, you can go in there. And Erethrond, wherever you ended up, way down south here. We're actually just going to get you to go straight out towards that Skull Island. Pick up the extra coin. Let's put you into full movement speed and get you over there. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this week. We do have a nice little fight building up with other elves, which is a little sad. For next time, if you did like the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, see your name appear in one of the Let's Plays, or just be part of our community, just hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video comes up. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.